All right, let's dive into this game between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Minnesota Timberwolves. You know, every team hits a rough patch, but for the Grizz, it was more like a free fall. We're going to break down this absolute nail-biter, a game that was all about one thing, finally snapping that losing streak.
So heading into this matchup, Memphis was in a deep slump. I mean, we're talking about a 6-game losing streak. They were just desperate, searching for any kind of spark, anything at all, to stop the bleeding.
And really, this wasn't just another game on the schedule. It was a classic tale of two teams headed in completely opposite directions.
I mean, the difference in momentum here, it couldn't be more obvious. On one side, you've got Memphis, just struggling to buy a win. And then on the other side, the Minnesota Timberwolves, rolling into town on a 4-game winning streak. You do the math. The Grizzlies were the definite underdogs here.
And, as if that wasn't enough pressure, this was an immediate rematch. Just 2 nights before this game, the Timberwolves had pretty much dismantled the Grizzlies on their own home court. You can bet that 131-114 beatdown was still fresh in everyone's minds.
So you gotta ask, right? If Memphis was gonna flip the script, something major had to change, and it had to change fast. Well, the key to their entire turnaround, it all came down to a massive improvement from beyond the arc.
Just to give you an idea of how bad it was in that first game, get this. The Grizzlies made only 1 of their first 18 three-point attempts. 1 for 18. In today's NBA, there's just no way you're going to win a game shooting like that. It's impossible.
But wow, what a difference a couple of days can make. In the rematch, they came out absolutely on fire. They hit 8 of their first 15 threes in just the first half. Think about that jump from practically nothing to shooting over 50%. That right there completely changed the entire dynamic of the game.
And of course, that hot shooting paid off right away on the scoreboard. Instead of chasing the game like they were before, the Grizzlies went into the locker room at halftime with a really solid 8-point lead, 66-58. For the first time in a while, they were in the driver's seat.
But look, a hot start is one thing, finishing the job against a good team is a whole different story. The Timberwolves weren't just going to roll over, and you knew they wouldn't go down without a fight. So this all set the stage for a really tense, high-stakes fourth quarter.
And at first, it looked like Memphis was just going to run away with it. They came out of that third quarter break on an absolute tear. I mean, they hit their first 4 shots. 3 of them were threes. And just like that, their lead ballooned to 20 points. At 109-89, you're thinking, okay, game over.
But hey, you don't get to a 4-game winning streak by just folding when you're down. Minnesota, led by their stars, they dug their heels in and started this furious comeback attempt. They were not giving up on this one.
And who was leading that charge? Of course! It was their superstar, Anthony Edwards. The guy was just unstoppable all night long, attacking the basket, hitting tough shots. He finished with a game-high 39 points, basically trying to single-handedly will his team back into the game.
And he wasn't doing it alone either. Dante DiVincenzo absolutely caught fire when it mattered most. He poured in 13 of his points in that final quarter, adding some serious fuel to Minnesota's comeback attempt.
Okay, but here's the thing. Despite all that pressure, despite the T-Wolves stars getting red hot, Memphis showed some incredible resilience. They absolutely bent, but they never broke. Minnesota got close, for sure, but they could never shrink that lead to less than 9 points.
And a big reason why is because Memphis had an answer of their own. Every time Minnesota pushed, Jaren Jackson Jr. pushed right back. He stepped up big time, leading his team with 30 points and hitting some absolutely crucial shots to keep those charging Timberwolves at a safe distance.
So when that final buzzer finally sounded, the battle was over. And it was a huge, much-needed victory for the home team. Let's look at that final score. Memphis Grizzlies 137, Minnesota Timberwolves 128. And just like that, the losing streak was officially over.
And yeah, while Jaren Jackson Jr. led the charge, this was the very definition of a team effort. For a team that had been struggling so much, getting 5 different guys in double figures, I'm talking 19 points from Jerome, 18 from Jaylen Wells, that kind of contribution across the board was the real key to holding off that big fourth quarter surge.
But you know how it goes in the NBA, right? There's really no time to celebrate. The challenge is far from over. The Grizzlies now have to pack their bags for a long, tough 5-game road trip, and it all starts with a difficult matchup in Sacramento.
So that really leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? Snapping a losing streak at home is one thing,
But can this Grizzlies team take the confidence from this gritty character-building win and actually build some real momentum out on the road? Or was this just a temporary fix? I guess the next 5 games are going to tell us the real story.